It's in the game.
Chuta. Hay que disfrutarlo, concha. Es más, me impresiona que esté aquí y no estoy rompiendo el McDonald's de los obeliscos. Una celebración de Argentina si es que no está el obelisco del... Que hoy día igual, pues, ¿no? ¿Ese era el motor? ¿Cómo así? Claro, mañana se desvirtúa todo el huevo. A ver, ¿me esperan un poquito? Que quiero acomodar. Ay.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Tony Bruno, your charming host. We've got all kinds of things to discuss on today's special training camp edition. Don't you even think
Mañana
about
más o menos
from
como a
the
qué hora
spot
van a
you're in
llegar.
right now, because we have news and
Se sabe.
fun coming up.
Si llegan el día, si llegan la noche.
Big news out of Pittsburgh this week. Hines Ward will be a free agent at the end of the year if he doesn't sign a new contract.
A la tarde
Team
empieza a
representatives
quedar la
that they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep him on the team. They feel he's a big part of their passing game. They don't want to lose him to
la
another
música.
team. He'll surely be picked up within hours at the beginning of the free agency signing period if the team doesn't produce a suitable contract for him.
Sí, pues sí.
All right, time to get some calls.
Hey there, Tony. This is my
Yo lo que no he
first
visto
call.
aún, no sé si ya
Thanks for
salió.
listening.
El tipo ese que
You
se
know,
tatuaba los
I just
resultados
can't
desde el día
imagine
1.
without this guy. He has been the core of it, the center of this team. I mean, he's the heart and soul. He always makes big plays when it counts, and, you know, he may not be every down type player anymore.
A ver. Parte el tiempo, sí. ¿Pero tú más o menos lo viste? Uno que se fue Ah, ya. O sea, lo conocí ahí por lo menos. ¿Y qué? No entiendo. No entiendo cuándo tengo que tirar el pase, ¿no? No. No el partido. El tipo que se tatuó. Que vuelva Marino. Yo no cacho. O sea, Tom Brady es el único jugador que yo conozco de...
Live from beautiful downtown Redwood Shores, California, it's the EA Radio Show with Tony Bruno.
Pero yo no quiero entrenar. Ahí salía. Skip.
Live from Silicon Valley, it's time for the EA Radio Show with host Tony.
Jealousy in your eyes, what it is, boy. Envy in your eyes, what it is, boy. The label that's on the rise. Tell them the name, military bang.
En este juego está Brock Lesnar, el luchador, pero está como agente libre y no tiene ni siquiera foto del jugador.
Our telecast comes to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio. Good to have you with us for this battle between ESP teams.
Mira el chiste. Bueno, al final resultó ser el transformador lo que estaba malo. Menos mal, bueno, no era el GameCube.
Nice kick, plenty of distance. This one is taken by Russell.
Hoy día fui a comprar
2 minutes left in the quarter.
un control nuevo. Oye, todo esto. ¿Con cuál? Con la. Ya. Se me había olvidado ver con cuál correr. Sí. Sí, aquí. No, el normal, uno de la consola. O sea, uno original. Creo que lo hace, sí,
That was just great pursuit. I'd look to call some misdirection plays to take advantage of their aggressiveness.
No, conozco un tipo que de repente se pasa por los streams. Que como se dice, él trabaja con GameCube. Desbloquea, le hace mods al control, etcétera, etcétera. Y él de hecho le hace desbloqueo a una página de Instagram que vende el controller, o sea, que vende consola, y él me desbloqueó la mía, ¿cachai? La que yo compré. Y ¿cómo se dice? Él me dijo que tenía transformadores, o sea, que me la podía revisar, ¿sí? En caso de que esto le fallara algo más, ¿sí? Pero al final resultó ser solo el transformador, y él me dijo que tenía así hartos de repuesto, y él me vendió uno. Me lo vendió así igual a un precio bueno. Qué guay, pase de mierda.
The Bengals come out in a 4-3. Drops back with the pass.
Ay, casi.
Is there for the tackle. Great throw on the move.
Sí.
I'll tell you, he might be even more dangerous on the run than he is when he stands back there in the pocket.
They need 10
Que no caché bien cómo era la jugada.
The Bengals with a four-man front. On the run. He's there.
Touchdown.
Good play by the offense in the red zone. The wide receiver is going to break away right here and come up with a catch and the touchdown.
Yeah.
And it's on its way. The point after is good.
Kick is
They
good.
have a one-touchdown lead now. That last drive, John, went for a touchdown with some excellent play.
Tom Brady.
The thing was, they looked methodical in their approach. They were calm, executed well, and seemed very much in control.
Decent kick. We should have a return. This one is fielded by Russell.
Mátalo.
You know that the offense has their eyes set on tying this thing up here on this drive. We'll have to see what they're able to put together.
First and 10.
Hasta ahora. Está rápido el juego. En comparado con los otros Madden, que se demoraba como más en cargar y cuestión así. Este se ve como más fluido.
The linebacker comes up to make the tackle. It's second down and a long way to go. We've reached the end of the first quarter and score is, and we're ready to start the second quarter. 2 minutes left in the quarter. Johnson.
Oye, a todo esto está abierta la ruleta para juegos.
It's rid of it, broken up.
Here's the thing, if you can't get the
Este Madden tiene la Liga Europea, no que yo sepa.
exactly what he did.
No fijé, la verdad. Bueno, como decía, está abierta la ruleta de juegos especial, o sea, los juegos buenos.
Pressure flings it to the
Hasta ahora
pass is incomplete.
está canjeado el Pikmin y... no acuerdo cuál no.
The defense did a great job on that series, pushing them backward. Here's the kick. From the 33.
A ver, ¿dónde lo dejé anotado? Al Chivirro y al Pikmin. Por si quieren canjear juego. Ahí está la lista. ¿Ya? Después, terminando este juego, voy a tirar una ruleta con los juegos que haya. Porque se escucha muy mal. Ah. A ver, esperen un poco. Voy a ver el tiro. ¿Qué pasa? Ya, el bono. Ya, ¿qué pasó con el micrófono Coltex? ¿Qué es lo que tiene? ¿Y qué ruido hay de fondo? ¿El de los botones, decís tú? ¿O hay ruido afuera? Porque le tengo puesto filtro. A ver. Ya, pucha. Lo voy a tener que revisar después para no perder más tiempo. Ay. Sé que si me pongo a configurar ahora... Yo lo que sé es que lo que he escuchado de repente es que se escuchan los botones. Que es más que nada porque tengo el control cerca del micrófono.
Davis will now get some snaps after the injury to the quarterback.
Pero igual gracias por la sugerencia.
The Bengals with a four-man front. With the throw, the 30.
Corre,
The 20,
conchetumare.
the 10, 5.
Me da vuelta.
I tell you, this is nice work by both the quarterback and the receiver in this play. Watch it here. He reads the coverage, looks for the best option, and then throws it to him.
And it's up. The point after is good. Starting to get into the groove. That's 14 consecutive points.
It sure seems like they figured out the best way to move the ball against this defense.
Excellent possession there, John, capped off by the touchdown. And right now they've given themselves a little room for error.
They're moving the ball out there pretty easily. Every time I see these guys play, I'm very impressed by the players they have, especially on offense.
Bájenlo.
But the thing that impresses me most is the coaching staff. They're always very well prepared. They do a good job of calling plays. Plays that are designed to take advantage of the other team's weaknesses.
Johnson is lined up on the right. Palmer sends a man in motion. Pressure coming. Gets rid of it. Gay is there for the tackle at the 39-yard line.
Se cagó la pata.
We're at the 1-minute mark.
Ay.
Johnson is on the right of the formation. Under pressure, throwing. Picked off. It's intercepted. Room to run. The 30, the 20, the 10.
Se podría todo.
Fabulous play and ends up with a touchdown. For the extra point.
Depende. ¿En stream o fuera de stream?
The extra point attempt is good. Kickoff team lines up.
Sí, o sea, no. La verdad es que no.
Nice stick
No, no,
from the line.
o sea, que no tengo las...
The
Es que
Bengals have to hurry up.
no tengo las consolas acá. ¿Sí? Pero ponte tú, tengo un 3DS. No sé si consideraría ahí eso moderno.
Game after being injured earlier.
Es lo más moderno que tengo acá en Santiago.
Johnson lines up on the right side. Warwick, the man in motion.
Porque el 3DS ya tiene 10 años, ¿cachai? Ese.
Closing in, gets the pass off, incomplete pass. He's lucky he got that one off, John. The defense brought
Ah, bueno,
everyone
juego
hard.
Overwatch 2.
That's the idea. Bring the
Eso sí es
blitz
moderno,
and
pero
force him to
hace
throw
tiempo que no
before he
juego.
wants to.
Johnson is on the right of the formation. Dropping back with the throw.
Es que la verdad no tengo tiempo para jugar.
Henry was the
Tengo tiempo,
intended
juego
receiver
con
on that
suerte
play.
en los streams.
Johnson is
Claro.
lined up on the right.
Pero por ejemplo,
Kicked up with a man in motion.
lo que he estado jugando harto últimamente,
Gets rid of it. The pass is picked off. The 40, the 30,
es que
the
le
10.
voy a subir la dificultad, está muy fácil.
Defense forces the turnover, gets it in for the touchdown.
¿Qué decir? Ah, lo que he estado jugando harto últimamente es en el Xbox original.
Vinatieri comes
Este
into
fin de me
attack.
fui a mi casa y... ¿Fuera Santiago?
And
Chucha,
it's on
me
its
tiré
way.
para jugar.
The extra point is
Te la
no
cagué.
good.
El Jet Set Radio Future,
Kickoff
la
is
secuela del
lined
Jet
up.
Set Radio. Que no sé si fue... No sé si fue exclusivo de Xbox. O creo que también está en Play 2.
The last time the defense was on the field, they scored on an interception return. All on their own 23. The diagnosis on the injury is that it's a severely sprained ankle. He'll be out for the remainder of the game. Kick up, sends a man in motion. Pressure, rolling. And the catch is
¿Y
made.
si a qué? ¿Coltax? ¿Fue exclusivo? ¿Fue... o está en Play 2
All on
igual?
their own 31.
Pues hasta ahora me ha gustado caleta. Yo uno que dejé botado,
Johnson is on the right of the formation. Throws it.
uno que dejé botado fue el Modern 1 en el NES. Que también tengo que retomarlo. Que justo ese lo dejé botado cuando me compré la Xbox. Me puse a jugar Xbox y dejé botado el NES.
Only one man back. Pressure coming with the throw. Loses one tackle. Missed tackle. Bison is there for the tackle.
Sí, los Panzer Dragoon me gustaría jugarlos, pero no he jugado ninguno. No sé si...
Lines up on the right side.
de los que tengo instalado en el Xbox, no sé si
Under pressure.
uno de esos es como el 1.
All out blitz, John, and took him down for the loss.
They get pressure on him.
Ah, por eso está el Shenmue 2 y no el 1.
Closing in, gets the pass off.
Yo los Shenmue los jugué en un collection de Play 4. El 1 y el 2 me falta jugar el 3.
Back to the line.
Que dicen que era muy bueno.
Second quarter with the score. New England 27, Cincinnati 0.
¿Pesado en qué sentido? Burnout, Cortex.
Here we go, the second half, just about set for the kickoff. Not a real deep kick, should be returned from the 14.
No razón.
Pats will start this drive from the 26.
On the return.
Ball on their own 26. The Bengals come out in a nickel package. Hands it off. Play action. On the move. He hits his receiver. Stopped cold by Casey. Very, very effective play call that time. A pickup
Medio
of
pase.
37 on first down.
Aquí tengo que dejar que el tiempo corra. Ah, chuta. Que fome igual eso.
First and 10. Cincinnati lines up in a 4-3. Drops back with the throw. The 20. And he just got level. So they get 2 first downs on their last 2 plays.
And they're getting it done by seeing the whole field and taking what the defense gives them.
A mí el Shenmue, no por si el 1 o el 2, me gustaba jugar el Outright, el Space Harrier. Encontré eso acá.
In field goal range now.
Ah, no hay arcade en el 3. No,
Cincinnati comes out in a 4-3. Throwing. This one falls incomplete. Way too high with that pass.
Ahí, bueno, y los gachapones.
Using 3 linebackers.
Y eran viciosos los gachapones.
Pass off, breaks free. The defender brings him down at the 3-yard line. 13-yard gain on second down.
Ya voy a dejar que termine el cuarto. Ahí yo me gastaba toda la plata en gachapones para conseguirme las figuritas.
The end of the third quarter with the Patriots ahead of the Bengals 27-0.
Este juego es de el deporte en sí, el de puro hacer tiempo.
With an insurmountable lead in the ball in the red zone.
Oye, hablando del partido.
At the 3. Graham is on the left side.
Ajachico. Ay, yo leí mi nombre, weón. ¿Y dónde lo subieron eso?
Goes to the end zone.
It's out of bounds.
Close to a touchdown, but he couldn't get his feet in.
This is one of the most practiced situations in football. Trying to catch a pass in the end zone. Because it's one of the hardest things to do.
It's second and goal at the 3-yard line.
Yo sé que, por ejemplo, el creador de Arnold retuiteó una imagen de Arnold con la cara pintada.
Watch it here. He's getting pressure, but he's strong enough and mobile enough to get away from the rush and avoid the sack. Now you need a quarterback who can do things like that, because sometimes an incompletion could be a pretty good play.
Hand off to the tailback. And that touchdown run gives them a lot more breathing room here in the fourth. Vinatieri comes in for the extra point. And it's up. The extra point attempt is good. The Patriots with another score. A good-looking drive, and they score the touchdown. The offensive unit is very pleased with their performance on that one.
Yeah, they were able to get some other players involved. Anytime you can accomplish that, it gets your whole team excited.
From the 14-yard line. The Bengals can't afford to waste much time as they take over. It's first and 10. Johnson lines up on the left side. With the pass, this pass is incomplete. Time is working against them.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to keep going to the edge. It might be a little too late.
El Spike llegar y tirar la pelota al suelo.
Work out of the shotgun. Pressure, hit, and sack. They brought the house on that play, John, getting in there to bring him down.
And when you bring that many guys, you better get it there before he throws it. Because if he can get it to one of those receivers, a lot of times it's 6 points.
Pressure coming. Steps up. Throws it. Starks is there on the stop. He's calling everyone up to the line of scrimmage.
Gain of 8 on the play.
Sí, se puede, pero no sé cómo.
Under pressure. Goes with a short pass to the right side. Just over a minute still to go. Fault, the lone back. Looking upfield, so he'll be down at the 32.
Ya, bueno, me salió más factible tirarme al suelo, ¿no?
Looks like there's room to the outside. Just make sure you keep it in bounds so the clock keeps on ticking.
They have to get to the 23 to convert for the first. Cincinnati using 3 linebackers. He tucks it away. Mitchell makes the play. Pickup of 11 on second down.
Ya. Y corre el tiempo. Yo soy lo entretenido de este deporte, weón. Nada. Que voy a bilardear terrible, weón. No voy a hacer nada. Ah, acá está el video que les decía, weón.
And time runs out. The game is over. The final score is New England 34, Cincinnati 0. This is Al Michaels with John Madden saying goodbye for today's sports.
Ah, yo pensé que iba a wearme. ¿Quieres hacer TikTok? Yo lo vi en Instagram.
Cannot stop me, I am too cocky. Y'all can just watch me, eyes on the prize. This is my hobby, no one can stop me. That probably shocked me. Game is now over, y'all gon' be sorry. Please do not copy, we gon' tear it up. Tear 'em up, 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 tear 'em up. Competition is none, I'm number one. What? Tear 'em up, tear 'em up.
Los New Orleans Saints. Ese host que después, como se dice en Twitch, me va a llegar ahí un... Se ha muteado gran parte de su stream por el soundtrack.
Lights are on. Both ready, so let's go to the field for the opening kickoff. Berger will be kicking off. Nice kick and returnable. This one is fielded by Johnson. The 20.
No me di por
Did
el
a
medio.
nice job on that return, picking up good yardage and really helping to set up the offense. Ball on their own 31. Dillon is on the left side of the formation. Going to the air on first down with the throw.
Tremendo pase.
By Bellamy. Just a beautiful play call that went a long way.
Keep to say that again. I really like to watch these guys play. Big gainers like that can happen just about any time they drop back to pass.
New Orleans lines up in a 4-3. Dropping back to pass on first down. On the move.
Concha, no me lo
Nearly picked off. Just can't hold on to what would have been an interception, John. A big missed opportunity.
That was a good play, turned bad play. Good because their zone defense worked well. Bad because he dropped the
¿Entienden cómo se han
That's what he
pasado?
wishes he could
Ni-
have back.
¿Qué pasó?
New Orleans.
A ver, me esperan un poco. Vuelvo al tiro. Vuelvo al toque más. ¿Ah? Póngase tengo una mascarilla de mano. Deje colgar la puerta. Entonces usted estaba contestando a mirar. Mira, bueno. También. Mira, nosotros por estar hablando así, yo también me puedo poner. Bueno, si no tienen vacunas más graves. Si ellas no tienen vacunas más graves. No sé. Ya, de nada. Chao, chao. Ya, volví. Ya, ¿se escucha todo bien?
Dropping back, throwing on the run. Jumps up and he has it. McKenzie brings him down. Brady makes a lot of great throws while he's on the run.
That's for sure. He can really get something on it when he wants to. And he doesn't lose a whole lot when he's throwing on the move.
¿Cómo estáis, Verdugo? ¿Todo bien?
This is one of those guys that can hurt you in a lot of different ways.
Only one man in the backfield. Pass play here on first down. Throwing. He finds his man. Brewski comes up to make the play. Brady puts the ball in there perfectly.
And that's one thing this guy does well. Put the ball right in the place where it needs to be.
New Orleans goes with a four-man front. Throws on the run. He hits his receiver.
Watch this catch by the tight end. I always say the tight end is always more of a threat in the red zone. He's a big target, and his skills sometimes cause matchup problems for the defense.
And it's on its way. The extra point attempt is good. They have a one-touchdown lead now. Get a reminder, John, this game can get hot at any time.
Now, the defense is going to have to figure out a way to stop them the next time so they don't pick up too much momentum.
They'll return this one. This one is handled by Lewis. The 20.
Bueno.
The offense is heading out onto the field for their first drive of the game. Brooks sends a man in motion. The carry is there on the stop. McAllister takes it up the middle for a yard.
Pero cacha que hay viento heladito, bueno. Ahora.
Only one man back. Brooks with a man in motion.
Refrinen al saco,
Ravens
weón.
makes the stop, and that gain will get them a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. The backs are lined up in an eye. Gets rid of it and drops the pass. The tight end was right there, but he just couldn't get that pass under control.
He did a nice job of getting off the line and getting into his pass pattern. But he had the ball bounce right off his fingertip.
Give it to the halfback. She makes the play. 1 yard gain on that play.
Yeah.
One quarter of play, separated by a touchdown. Score, New England 7, New Orleans 0. And we're ready to start the second quarter.
A ver.
Fifth play of this drive. Horn lines up on the right side. Brooks sends a man in motion. Dropping back. Steps up. The rush gets him from behind.
Bajen al weón.
Doing that play except they get that.
It's because the defense just gives them no choice in the matter. They disguise their rush from the 3-4 set.
Berger is ready to punt this one away. Wright is back to receive this kick.
Oye, Verdugo, todo esto está abierta la ruleta para canjear juego. Estarán canjeados 3. de la ruleta esta opción.
Here's the kick. From the 24-yard line. White is tackled almost immediately at the 24. A little over a minute left. Hands it off to the back, setting up play action, throws it. Jumping and has it. It's loose. The
Ah,
Saints.
cara, wea.
Good play by the defense to recover
Retira
the
uno.
ball. And
Yeah, and because it's in the
El
last
VAR.
2 minutes, that call came down from the replay booth.
clearly a big momentum shift could be in the making as we take a look at a possible fumble.
And they really had no choice but to challenge it because of what it could mean for both teams. I don't know. It's a tough call from seeing that angle.
Devuélveme la pelota, suyo tu Mario.
The guys upstairs made the right call as the referee
Hurrah.
returned the call and got it
Rajazo.
right.
Yep, and it's important to get the calls right in these last 2 minutes.
El VAR de Qatar.
We're just about down to 1 minute. Branch is on the right of the formation. Gets the pass off, and this pass is completed. The 20, the 10.
Dale. ¿Qué parece que no?
This kind of execution, you got a great chance of making a big play. Watch it here as everyone takes care of their assignment. Pass is thrown where the receiver can make the best play in the ball, and it's 6 points.
The kick is up. The extra point attempt is good. Now they've put it together offensively with 14 unanswered points.
They can do this sort of thing. Everyone gets on the same page, and they'll put up points in bunches.
So they take the ball, run one play, and just like that, to the end zone for a touchdown.
That's pretty impressive if you ask me. Anytime you can score right when you get the ball, that's quite an accomplishment. And it sure deflates the defense.
The Saints don't have much time as they start their drive. Ball on their own 19.
Mañana no quiero trabajar nada.
With the throw, incomplete as the defender knocks it away. Brooks will work out of the shotgun. Uses the pump. Pressure coming. Seymour drags him down behind the line. Great play for the defensive back.
He's such a disruptive force against the pass, whether he's coming after the quarterback or knocking the ball out of the air.
Nada. No. No mejor para mí.
After the first 2 quarters of play, the score is 14-0. Halftime is over. Now we're all set for the second half kickoff. It's on its way. From the 9. The Saints will start this drive from the 22. It's 1st and 10.
¿Y qué tal estuvo su fin de cabros? ¿Todo bien?
He's on the left side of the formation. Bauman with a man in motion. Gets rid of it. Interception. The 30. The 20. The 10. A spectacular interception and return for a touchdown. Vinatieri comes in to attempt the point after. And it's up. point after is good. The Pats pour it on with another score.
Ah, quiero cachar algo.
Ready to kick this one away.
No.
Not a bad kick. They'll set up for the return. From the 13. Breaks free of the defender. The last time the defense was on the field, they scored on an interception return. 1st and 10. Only one man back. Bauman sends a man in motion. Looks like somebody got off the line a little early.
False start on the offense. Number 80. Still first down.
There's flags for the false start.
False starts are kind of frustrating because they're really easily avoided by just maintaining focus.
Después del Namco me toca el Soul Calibur, si no me equivoco, si no me recuerdo. Y ahí tengo como un dilema de cómo lo voy a declarar GGA. Porque está el típico modo arcade con un personaje y hay otro que es de ir desbloqueando cosas. Pero eso es mucho más largo que el modo arcade, no sé cuál de los dos. Que uno tiene que ir haciendo como misión para que el juego no me dure 10 minutos. Buenas, Zanahoria, ¿cómo estáis? Tenía el puro mundo para descansar y al final tuve que levantarme temprano y ir al súper y a la vuelta tuve que rebajar de la casa. Oh, qué baja, man. ¿Y qué onda el sábado? ¿Tuviste un cumpleaños o algo? ¿Salía con amigos? ¿Pudiste ver el partido al menos o no te gusta el fútbol? Buenas, Sonor, sí, pues ya, ya. Que iba a funcionar Argentina esta semana. Argentina esta semana no funciona. Sobre todo mañana cuando lleguen con la copa.
This one falls incomplete. Terrell was the one they were trying to get the ball to. Thomas was there on the coverage.
Mañana el obelisco el McDonald's del obelisco explota. Una vez más.
Rolling. Pass goes incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver on that play.
San José de Maipo, igual lejos. Estaba aliante de los festejos. La wea. No, casi.
So they turn the ball over.
Well, I guess they don't mind gambling with this lead, huh?
Ese McDonald's del obelisco está maldito, ¿no?
Bauman sends a man in motion.
Acá.
Looking to run it here. Starts.
Lo mato.
Decker rumbles forward for a gain of 4. Second and 6. Horn is on the left side of the formation. Dropping back.
A ver, la final es todo más buena que la mierda, man. O sea, Eso sí, yo encontré, viendo así externamente,
They were on him like glue.
hasta antes del minuto, hasta antes del 2-1, el partido estaba súper fome. Porque Francia no hacía ni una wea. Después Mbappé se mandó esas dos pepas de la nada, weón. Y el partido se puso súper entretenido, weón. La salida del fideo, weón, marcó como un antes y un después. Los tenía loco a los weones.
In this type of situation, the team needs to try anything they can to get into the end zone. This time they fell short.
Cada el fideo igual, pues el fideo ya no le dan los 90 minutos. Pero todos los ataques salieron por ese lado, weón. Pero Mbappé culiao. Mbappé está rotísimo, bueno, ese weón va a romper caleta de récord, yo creo. Por lo menos los goles del mundial, el goleador del mundial debería ser Mbappé cagado. O sea, si no pasa nada raro, Mbappé va a ser el goleador, pero cagado la risa por caleta de goles. Tiene 12, el Miroslav Klose tiene 16 y a Mbappé le quedan por lo menos 3 mundiales más. Fácil.
The Saints line up in a 4-3. To the end zone. Makes the grab.
El segundo gol fue tremenda pepaza, volver que se mandó el weón. Y ahí me mato, weón. Ese que me las corto, weón.
Comes in for the extra point. And it's up. The point after is good. The pass forward on with another score. So they were able to use their great field position to drive the short distance to
es que estos son los partidos que son entretenidos cuando sabéis que los ganaste, weón. Pero cuando lo estáis viendo, weón, tiene que, weón, sufrir como 3 preinfartos.
Starts. Looks to be shaken up after that play, and we'll get you a report from the sideline when we get the information. And they're ready to go on offense after that fumble. They'll start at the 25. New Orleans using 3 linebackers. They'll touch him down at the 27.
Claro. Pero cacha que yo a Francia yo no lo tenía fe en penales. Para mí si se gana penales y gana Argentina. Porque el Dibu más que mal, a mí no me gusta como arquero, pero el weón tapa penales. Llorín no es de tapar penales, weón. Oye, Argentina, weón, pateó los penales como el hoyo. El Messi de Vale creo que fueron los primeros. La patean al medio los weones. Cagones. Llorín se queda parado y manda la pelota a la chucha.
Orleans lines up in a 4-3, gets rid of it, and this pass is completed. The 10.
When you get this kind of execution, you got to.
Sobre todo el Dybala, weón. Dybala fue el que peor pateó, weón.
Everyone takes care of their assignment. The pass is thrown where the receiver can make the best play in the ball, and it's 6 points.
Estuvo dentro del partido, fue digno de de una final.
all working now as they continue to expand their lead. So the drive didn't have a whole lot of yardage involved, but as an offense, your job is to score wherever the drive may start, and that's exactly what they did.
As a defense, it's a tough situation when you come out and you realize the offense doesn't have to go very far. I'm sure the next drive they'll come out and want to stop it, no matter where the drive starts.
The Saints take over with less than 2 minutes to go.
27 on the return.
Ball on their own 29. Horn is lined up on the left. Bauman sends him
¿Y
in
Messi se
motion.
retira al final de la selección o no? ¿O va a seguir jugando igual?
With the pass, the defense has it. He presents them with a fourth quarter gift. So they're ready to go on offense after the interception. They'll start at the 49-yard line.
Set. Hey.
Sí, claro, pues sí. ¿Dónde?
They'll down it at the 50-yard line.
Llega al suelo 2 veces. Sí, pues sí, total.
And
Ya ganó todo lo que tenía que ganar.
the final score is New England 35, New Orleans 0.
La escaloneta. Oh, bueno, pensé que se había pegado. No es para menos, bueno. Me arrojaría llorando siendo campeón del mundo. Estos juegos de Madden, weón, te usan todos los bloques de la memoria, weón. De una de las memorias normales. Que te usa como 100, weón. Sí, vamos a hacer los Madden usan caleta. Y la memoria normal son 52 bloques. Ay, ni siquiera estoy jugando estoy jugando el Pre-Season. Estoy puro weando, weón. Sí. Ni siquiera está jugando la temporada, weón.
Live from beautiful downtown Redwood Shores, California, it's the EA Radio Show with Tony Bruno.
¿Te confieso algo? Tampoco. Bye. Yo cacho que voy a jugar unos 10 partidos antes de simular. Oh, que rico el vientito helado.
Live from Foxborough, ready to bring you another great NFL matchup.
Me esperan un poco. Voy a apagar la cámara.
Well, the teams are out on the field, the crowd in full throat as we get this new season started with the kickoff.
Se me sale la pelota la mía.
This one is handled by Gabriel.
El tiro pensé que iba a salir peor del... Y salió rollo. ¿Es zanahoria todo esto? ¿Tú no querés canjear nada? Estoy con ruleta de juegos top 100.
Moss lines up on the right side, closing in with the throw, and he makes the grab. Wilson is there on the stop. The rush was on, but it's a nice game thanks to a nice throw.
Mira, hasta ahora están canjeados el Pigwin, el Chivirrobo y Burnout. Puedes poner la ruleta a 2 juegos. Ahí está la lista por si queréis revisar. Como una mentira. Esos 100 mejores no los elegí yo. Los busqué en un post, así como ya. ¿Cuáles son los 100 mejores juegos según Metacritic o GameFAQs? No me acuerdo cuál de los. Pero así como una tienda especial, sale como una página especializada. Igual que la de la No Top, la de los 10 peores juegos también.
Drops back, under pressure, throws on the move. He hits his receiver, and he's planted in the open field by Woodson. Brady makes a great throw on the run.
And the receiver was right there looking for it. That's exactly what you like to see on offense. Chemistry between your players. He's one of those guys who'll try and buy some extra time with his legs.
De hecho, esos top a mí me sirve para saber como si el juego de verdad era tan malo como decían o le pusieron top. O si los juegos que supuestamente eran del top 100 eran realmente buenos, en verdad eran esos. Le infló alguna recta.
Lines up on the right side. Dropping back, throwing on the run. Jumps and can't bring him down.
Watch his catch by the tight end. I always say that
suele pasar, bueno. Yo tengo unas Club Nintendo. O sea, las tengo digital, las Club Nintendo, y colecciono en físico. Y bueno, ahí habían unos juegos que la Club Nintendo trataba de levantar, weón. Y eran puras botas más malas.
They have a one touchdown lead now.
Sí, pues.
Well, you can't ask for much
Sí,
more
por eso
than a
mismo.
drive that gets you into the end zone.
They did everything they had to on
No,
that
que se da
one.
mucho pues
The
también,
end
pues.
result,
Que con tal de.
just across the goal line and a TD on the board.
It's on its way
Se da mucho el
from the 12.
pago de favores, yo creo, en la revista especializada. Que defendían mucho weas que no tenían ni pie ni cabeza. No tengo que hallar idea cuál texto de qué es eso.
Second and 9 coming up here.
Yo solo aprieto botones.
Out of the I formation. Wilson is there for the tackle. Jordan, as the ball carrier, managed to get about 4 yards, even though the defense reacted to the misdirection pretty well.
No jugamos.
It's third down and 6 to go. Moss is lined up on the right. Porter in motion. 1 quarter of play, separated by a touchdown. With the score, New England 7, Oakland 0. Teams as switch sides, and we'll start in the second quarter. And we've reached the 2-minute mark here in the first half.
Eso me recuerda como, no sé si tú alguna vez viste iChill 21, el anime de fútbol americano.
Pressure coming with the throw. Nearly intercepted. Sam was there on the cover.
Listo el primer arco. Bueno, llegaste a leer eso cuando estaba el weón que pateaba la pelota desde 50 yardas. Donde debería retomarlo, más bueno que no. Justo el anime lo cortan justo antes de la mejor saga, de la mejor parte, bueno. Es la misma guay que con Slam Dunk, que raya.
And gets the ball out for a first down.
Yeah, and he saw a good matchup. Heck of a throw to get the ball to his receiver.
Dropping back to pass on first down. On the run. He goes up and grabs it. They throw it and pick up a second consecutive first down.
Well, when you start to establish
esta peli que van a sacar de Slam Dunk de haber sido el campeonato nacional. Nada, andar haciendo partido original en weas, vamos.
He'll pass on first down. Gets the pass off, and it's complete. Woodson is there on the stop. Brady was able to escape the rush and delivers a perfect pass on the run.
And that's one of those things that's tough to game plan for. You have to try and keep them stationary, keep them in the pocket. You let him run around like that and pick his targets, he can really carve up a defense.
Yo creo mi maldito campeonato nacional animado y bonito. Aunque a mí la verdad, o sea, no sé si ustedes, me imagino que vieron Slam Dunk, lo leyeron, etc. A mí al final no me gustó. Siento que quedaron muchas cosas inconclusas.
Floats one into the end zone, trying for the end zone before halftime.
La ruleta creo que es normal, creo que esa es ruleta normal.
At the 1 yard line.
Puedes canjear de hasta 2 juegos.
Only one man back.
Los no top 100 son los que están en blanquito.
Dropping back, throwing to the end zone and trying to score before halftime. 3rd and goal at the 1. Only one man in the backfield. Looking for the goal line.
¿Cómo está la ruleta normal?
Get into the end zone.
Oh, verdad, weón. ¿Por qué saqué la ruleta normal, weón? Ah, pero canjea con los 4 lucas, canjea el juego que tú queráis. Nunca hubo, chucha. Ni ya me acuerdo las weas que puse. Ah, puta. No voté nunca. Ya está ese otro.
Parte comes in for the extra point. The kick is up. The extra point attempt is good. That's 14 unanswered points.
These guys are really starting to get the momentum going in their favor.
Big drive right there, John, and that defense is really struggling now to make plays.
The offense seems to have their number out there. They need to rethink their strategy on defense. Maybe blitz a little more, trying to create some additional pressure. They have to find a way to get this offense out of their rhythm.
This one is fielded by Gabriel. The 20.
Bueno, entonces voy a eliminar el top 100. Voy a poner juegos para ruleta, ¿no? Y ahí que metan los juegos que quieran y... Si sale top 100, top 100. Si sale mal, normal.
They line up in the I formation. They give him the hand back. Seymour comes up to make the play. His excellent positioning led to that stop behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll do that kind of thing. He's one of the smartest players at defensive end.
Y los top 100, bueno, son cada 5 juegos. Eso sigue, eso va a seguir.
And he has those long arms, and that really helps him shed blocking.
It's the end of the second quarter with the score. New England 14, Oakland 0. Both teams have lined up and we're set for the second half kickoff. Should be a return here. This one is taken by Johnson. The 30, the 40, midfield, the 40. Big
La wea, mira.
The 10.
Me dejaron tremendo espacio en el
What you're
medio.
going to see here is a good example of how you can set up blocking on kick return. Watch how they create a crease for him. He sees his lane, makes some moves, and then he's gone.
And it's up. The point after is good. The Pats continue to increase their lead. Vinatieri comes in to kick off.
Right
They'll
kick.
return this one. This one is handled by Gabriel. The Raiders face an uphill battle.
Entonces hasta ahora tengo 4 jueguitos
22-yard line.
canjeados.
So they have first and 10 here. Wilson is there for the tackle. Jordan runs it through the middle, a gain of about 6. Ball on their own.
Y cuando termine el Madden, tiro ruleta.
Only one man back. Pressure, rolling. This one falls incomplete. He's lucky he got that one off, John. The defense brought everyone on the blitz.
They just went after the quarterback. His quick release allowed him to escape the sack.
Esta canción, ¿de qué era? Me acuerdo de haberla escuchado en algún lado, bueno. Algún evento de la lucha libre, puede ser.
Johnson records the tackle. Good job getting past on that run. First and 10. George lines up behind his fullback and beyond. Dropping back to pass on first down. With the throw, it's broken up. He's lucky he got that one off, John. The defense brought everyone on the blitz.
And that's the idea. Bring the blitz and force him to throw before he wants to.
Fifth play of this drive. Moss lines up on the right side. Dropping back, closing in, gets the pass off. Interception. The 40. Big opening. The 30. The 20. The 10. The quarterback makes a fabulous play and ends up with a touchdown. Vinatieri comes into attempt the point after. The kick is up. The extra point attempt is good. The Patriots are lined up for the kickoff. Good kick, should be returnable. This one is handled by Gabriel. The 20. Well, the last time they had the ball, they turned it over on an interception. Let's see what happens here. Collins sends a man in motion. Hands it off to the fullback. Refuses to go down. Seymour with the stop. Gain of 2. Ball on their own 27.
Ay, ay. Así con el Maddencito.
Under pressure, Rosen, he hits his receiver. Gay is there on the stop. They get first down yardage on that.
Creo que en el GameCube creo que llega hasta el Madden 2008.
They'll go from the I formation. Tosses it right. Johnson is the guy who's there to break
Después
it
me
down.
quedan los que son universitarios, los 2K,
Ahead of the Raiders 28-0.
unos de Disney
The
de...
Raiders, who are just about dead in this one, have the ball as we start the final quarter.
Hay que se termine este deporte asqueroso.
Moss lines up on the right side. Pressure coming, dragged down from behind. Great effort that time, John. He's clearly one of
Pero yo a
the
los que les tengo más susto a los de béisbol. Béisbol sí que lo encuentro un deporte mega aburridísimo. Ni siquiera aburrido, megamente aburrido.
And it doesn't let them get the right personnel in there sometimes.
Throws it, and it's complete. Harrison is there for the tackle at the 44.
Ese deporte no le veo ni un brillo.
Only one man back. Hand it off. And he's down at the 48. He got to the outside.
No sé cómo piquear la pelota.
I tell you, the quickest way down the field is straight ahead. Going outside, dancing around and all that stuff, that's not going to help you move the ball.
There's about 1 minute left. Stay low. Receives the handoff. Back breaks free. Dives ahead. They'll touch him down at the 39-yard line. The linebacker comes up to make the tackle.
Agarra el tiempo, ¿no? Lo que pasa es que jugar todo el tiempo.
Third down. They have to get it to the 34-yard line for a first. Ball, the lone setback. The 30, the back breaking free. The 20, the 10, 5. Walker with the tackle. And the clock runs out. The final score is New England 28, Oakland 0. This game is
Quería que terminara nomás.
part of the National Football League and EA Sports. Any publication, rebroadcast, or
Acaba de ganar el Super Bowl. El Super Tazón, claro. El Super Bowl de cereales. La cara del weón, del cuarto weón, cara de pastel.
a great matchup of two teams, a great atmosphere. It's time for football. Well, the first week is in the books. Thanks for being here again today in week 2. And we're just about ready to get this team started as the Patriots match up against the Panthers. Let's go to midfield for the coin toss.
Barreciamos, defender.
Let's see how it plays out today as we get set for the kickoff. Baker in to kick this one off. Not a real deep kick. Should be returned. This one is fielded by Johnson. The 30, the 40, midfield, the 40.
Qué grande,
There's an opening. The 20, the 10.
And what you're going to see here is a good example of how you can set up blocking.
Tremendo esta mierda.
Watch how they create a crease for him. He sees his lane, makes some moves, And then he's gone.
Set.
The kick is up. The extra point attempt is good. Vinatieri is just about ready to kick this one away. Nice kick and returnable. From the 5-yard line. The 20. So the offense sets up for its first drive of the game. Ball on their own 24.
Esto tengo que poner el despertador.
Smith lines up on the right side. Drops back. Pressure. Goes with a short pass. To the right side. It's broken up. He's lucky he got that one off, John. The defense brought everyone on the blitz.
They just went after the quarterback. His quick release allowed him to escape the sack.
Hand it off. Brown records the stop at the 25. Davis wasn't able to get anything going on that play.
Oigan, ¿y usted ya tiene sus regalos de Navidad comprados? Yo mañana termino de comprar los últimos regalos que me faltan.
Smith is lined up on the right. Dropping back. Pressure coming. Throwing. He hits his receiver. Wilson is there for the tackle. Didn't get enough for the first. Baker is ready to punt this one away. Here's the punt. It's a fumble. The Panthers will grab the live ball.
Yo, ahora bueno. Robar la pelota.
Following the turnover now, it's 1st and 10.
Estoy confiando, weón.
DeLone out of the gun. With the throw. A little off target, but caught. He just unloaded on it. They'll move the chains with that completion.
Yeah, that was a great recognition by the quarterback. Knowing where to go with the football against the blitz and knowing how to get it there.
Mangum in motion. Johnson comes up to make the play at the 21-yard line. Gain of 2.
Me va a salir Argentina y justo tengo al Messi, weón, del fútbol americano, el Tom Brady.
So they're inside the 20. They need to get a touchdown. On the call. He's caught after it looked like he was going to go all the way. The running back finds his way into the open field and picks up the first down.
And what happened was they missed him with the blitz. And when they did that, there were no linebackers to converge. And that's how he got by the first down mark.
They need 10 for a score. After 1 quarter of play, the score is 7-0. And we're ready to start the second quarter. 10 yards away from the end zone. Smith is on the right of the formation. Throws it. Gay is there on the stop. They want to hurry it up here. Dropping back, closing in. He goes down.
Está en literal en la línea.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you have 4 down linemen, the 4 guys who have their hand in the ground are usually going to be the rushers, unless it's his own dog. But they only had 3 guys, and that confused the offensive linemen about where the other rushers were coming from.
They brought the house on that play, John, getting in there to bring him down.
And when you bring that many guys, you better get it there before he throws it. Because if he can get it to one of those receivers, a lot of times it's 6 points.
Te voy a patear, ¿no?
And it's up. It's good. The Panthers have tightened it up. They don't pick up very much yardage on that drive, but they do walk away with 3 points. Sends it sailing. From the 10. The 30.
Casi la ganó.
He did a nice job on that return, picking up good yardage and really helping to set up the offense. Dillon, the lone back, receives the handoff, takes the handoff on the run, and he's planted in the open field by Mentor. The pass moves the chains, and they get their first down of the game. 1st and 10. Carolina goes with a 4-man front. On the call, nice play fake. With the pass, he hits his receiver, brought down by the last defender who could have made the tackle.
Tom Brady is a guy who's always looking downfield. He never looks at the rush. He hangs in the pocket, and he makes a throw. He's a cool guy. He's a tough guy.
Carolina comes out in their nickel package. Throwing on the run. Witherspoon is there on the stop. Can't draw it up any better than that. Textbook 1st down. It's 1st and goal at the 2. Only 1 man back. Draw play. Short is there for the tackle. 2 yards to go for the touchdown. Going into halftime, the score is 7-3.
Yo he tirado tiempo muerto, aunque sea bueno, ¿no?
Both teams have lined up
Ay.
for the second half kickoff.
Qué estúpido. Me olvidé, man.
Good kick should be returnable. From the 5. The 20. The special teams unit did a real nice job picking up their blocking assignments on that play. For a loss of a couple. He always displays great awareness, and he gets in there and brings them down for a loss.
I'll tell you, he might be one of the smartest linebackers in the NFL right now. He anticipates, closes, then boom. He drags the ball carrier down for a loss.
Ball on their own 33. Wilson with the stop. Gain of 2. But he faced with a long
Renegade.
3rd down play here. Smith is lined up on the right. Under pressure, gets rid of it, and it's complete. Wilson pulls him down. Made the catch, but was unable to get the 1st down. So 3 and out, and they'll line up to punt. Here's the kick. From the 35. He manages almost nothing on the return. Going down at the 36-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
Pega lento este juego.
Dillon lines up on the right side. To carry it. Play action. Throws it. He finds his man. The 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. He has some room. The 10.
I'll tell you, this is nice work by both the quarterback and the receiver in his play. Watch it here. He reads the coverage, looks for the best option, and then throws it to him.
The kick is up. The point after is good. Taking the lead by 11 now after scoring the touchdown. Vinatieri comes in to kick off. Not a bad kick. They'll set up for the return. From the 8. The 20. They forced a 3-and-out on the last series.
Muchacho. Rey la mosca, weón, se las mandó con esa canción.
28-yard line. Davis takes it up the middle for a yard or two.
Campeón mundial.
28. Smith is lined up on the right. Pressure. So John, they blitz and get it.
Bringing extra
No inventó la
guys
mosca.
really puts pressure on the offense. You got to make your reads and get the ball out of there. You got to do it fast, or you're going to end up with plays like that.
Ball on their own 22. Foster, the lone back. Pressure coming. It's the pass off, and the catch is made. Wilford is the guy who's there to bring him down. At the end of 3, the score is 14-3. The teams are set for the fourth quarter of play.
Comprendo.
Reach the 2-minute mark. There's no hesitation here. They're going to go for it. With the pass, jumps and makes the catch. Gay is there for the tackle.
Watch this. He stands him up, and he puts him right down. That stopped it in your tracks right there.
With the carry, great fake. Rolling. Almost intercepted.
Casi me la roban.
Had his hands on it.
I think he was invisible out there. Wasn't even seen. That's a break for the offense.
No, tremenda canción, la uso muy bien.
Brand lines up on the right side. Looking upfield. They'll go with a play fake. Closing in. The rush gets
Puta, me llovió todo, weón.
coverage scheme there, creating problems for the quarterback.
Yeah, they had all the receivers covered in man. Any pass would have been a difficult completion.
It's now 3rd and long after the sack. Ball, the lone setback. Minter records the tackle. They can't get the first down, but they're in field goal range. From here, this will be about a 46-yard field goal. It's up. He didn't get it, and the kick falls short. So they're ready to go on offense after the missed field goal. They'll start at the 36. Smith is on the right of the formation. Under pressure, it's broken up. And they have to go to the
That's right. You got to have composure in these situations.
Piensa que no tengo una defensa para gustar.
Pick up yardage after the catch. But most importantly, you have to keep the chains moving.
Only one man in the backfield. Pressure to throw. Just couldn't get that pass under control. He's lucky he got that one off, John. The defense brought everyone on the blitz.
And that's the idea. Bring the blitz and force him to throw before he wants to.
The blitz is on. Throwing. Room to run. Pro couldn't make it to the marker. And it brings up 4th down. 4th down, less than a yard.
Ya me está dando sueño.
The defense thinks they're going to punt, even though the offense is still on the field.
Yo creo que este es el último partido que me fue.
Hand off to the tailback. The 40. Dwight is there on the stop at the 27. He's trying to get them back to the line. Pressure coming. Throws it. Jumps, and he has it. Scott records the stop. So after that nice catch and run, here's a look at his stats. With the pass. Close to a touchdown, but he couldn't get his feet in.
This is one of the most practiced situations in football. Trying to catch a pass in the end zone. Because it's one of the hardest things to do.
From the gun. Steps up, throws it. The pass ball's incomplete. It's 3rd and goal at the 10. Stallone will work out of the shotgun. Closing in, throws to the end zone, and he lets it slip out of his grasp. Time is working against him.
I think they're going to keep going to the air, but it might be a little too late.
Not much more than an extra point here. And it's on its way through the uprights and good. The Panthers draw to within a touchdown. And they're able to get some points out of the drive with a successful field goal attempt.
Hey, that's why you have your kicker. You put him in position to come through, and when he does, it gives your offense confidence. They don't have to do it all. They can rely on him to get points too.
After the missed field goal, they'll set up shop.
Con esa patada me rara que no va a ganar nunca un jugador.
Smith is lined up on the right. Dropping back to pass on 1st down. With the pass, it's going the other way. He just seemed to lock on to one receiver that time. After the defense gets the takeaway, they're now set to go at the 40-yard line. Carolina using 3 linebackers. Breaks the tackle. This is there for the tackle. There's a flag down, and here's the call.
Penalties and takeaways can really kill a team. Usually the team with the fewest mistakes out there will win the game.
In field goal range now.
Yeah.
Carolina lines up in a 4-3. So they'll touch him then at the 30. They don't deviate at all from the last play ball as they keep it on the ground. They have to get inside the 18 to convert for the 1st down. The Panthers line up in a 4-3. At the 19-yard line. Nothing dazzling there as they call the same running play twice in a row. They have to get inside the 18 to convert for the 1st down. They'll make this a 2-possession game if they get into the end zone on this drive.
No tenemos tiempo muerto, así que en teoría deberíamos haber ganado. Ganamos.
And the clock runs out. The final score is New England 14, Carolina 6.
Sí, hay que coger 2 veces. Mira. El asado original. Son re buenos los tragos. Mira, no me acuerdo quién preguntó cuánto usaban los bloques del Madden. Cacha, 167 bloques. Y una memoria normal usa 52. O sea, tontísima la capacidad. Yo por suerte tengo estas memorias piratas. 728 megas. Son como 2000 y tantos bloques. Entonces no me preocupo. Pero bueno, ya. Va a ser la primera noche en el Madden y de no haber avisado el stream ni nada porque no sabía ya poder streamear. Siento que salió bien. Pero para mañana ya va a haber más partidos. Yo creo que mañana lo fijan. Voy a jugar unos cuantos partidos, voy a meter simulaciones y hasta el Super Bowl. Así que eso, cabros. Nos estamos viendo. No vamos a hacer raid porque me sale que solo hay una persona conectada. Así que eso. Chao Zanahorio, Dustelar, Intenyocho, el Verdugo. Antes estaba el Picle, Zanahorio. Eso. Que estén bien, caros. Cuídense. Buenas noches. Que tengan buen martes. Adiós. Que la copa llegue bien, sana y salva. Adiós. Que estén bien.